From a surge of Senate filings to new focus on workforce development, it was a busy week in Raleigh last week. And we're following all of the issues that have important implications for your business and for the overall business climate in our state. You're watching the Matthews Area Chamber Advocacy Update. I'm Brian Francis, and it's March 31st, 2025. It was a whirlwind week in the North Carolina Senate this week as lawmakers rushed to meet the March 25th bill filing deadline. Nearly 400 bills were introduced just on Monday and Tuesday alone. Now, we're not going to cover every one of them here, but we'll continue to monitor them and share updates on the legislation most relevant to our members and your business. Expect similar activity in the House in the coming days as their filing deadline is April 3rd. Now, before we talk about those bills, we do want to mention one executive action. Governor Josh Stein issued an executive order this week creating the Council on Workforce and Apprenticeships. The council will bring together leaders from business, education, labor, and government to strengthen access to training for high-demand, high-wage jobs. The group's work will begin later this year with a focus on sectors like healthcare, skilled trades, and transportation. Now, let's dive into just a few of those more than 400 bills that were filed this week. We'll start with Senate Bill 412, which would significantly boost childcare subsidy rates statewide by raising them to the 75th percentile of market rates. Now, that's a recommendation in the 2023 North Carolina Childcare Market Rate Study. The bill includes additional adjustments for rural counties and for care of infants and toddlers, two areas where access is often most limited and the financials are most difficult for child care centers. Next, we'll look at Senate Bill 451, which would cut continuing education requirements by 50% for many occupational and professional licenses. Covered licensing boards would either have the number of hours required halved or allow the same number of hours over twice the time. The bill also allows carryover for continuing education hours between compliance windows and provides flexibility for boards to maintain national accreditation requirements. We also have House Bill 490, which directs the State Board of Community Colleges to fully implement the Propel NC funding model, which aligns college funding with workforce needs and projected earnings. The bill includes $93 million in recurring funding to support the formula's rollout. It creates a $6 million enrollment increase reserve for colleges experiencing growth and authorizes local tuition surcharges up to 10% to support instruction in workforce-focused courses. The bill has strong bipartisan support, and that's an encouraging sign that lawmakers are prioritizing long-term investment in workforce education. Now, whether its provisions ultimately make it into the final budget remains to be seen, but the momentum behind the bill is promising. And finally, before we close, we want to highlight a bill that directly affects our region, Senate Bill 584, which lays the groundwork for a new Metropolitan Public Transportation Authority in Mecklenburg County. If created, this authority would be required to study the financial and legal logistics of transferring assets from Charlotte's current transit system to a broader regional entity. The town of Matthews is one of several municipalities that would receive a detailed report on the findings by July 1st of 2025. That's all for today. We'll continue tracking these and other policies that impact businesses in Matthews and your business. Until next time, I'm Brian Francis, and this has been the Matthews Area Chamber Advocacy Update.